Ciao, I'm Mary Ann Esposito.
And I'm Carla Pallotta.
And I'm Christine Pallotta.
Today it's Cooking with the Sisters at Nebo. That's it, real fast, real fast. Come on, get that baseball arm moving. Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Don't c'è ketchup.
No.
Basta?
Sì.
Sono molto delicati.
Molto delicato. Grazie a lei.
Grazie Mariana, grazie a voi.
You know, my mother's favorite leftover sandwich. Come on, you're Italian. Isn't this beautiful? Look at how pretty this is. It's delicious. How do you like that? I think you're great. And now we're ready to do the twist. So, looks gorgeous, smells wonderful.
I use my hands.
I love this woman. Okay. Are you a Boston Celtics or Bruins fan? Chances are you start off game night with drinks and dinner right here at Nebo Restaurant in Boston's famous North End. Carla Pallotta keeps the excitement going as she works the front of the house, while in the back the orders are flying. Christine Pallotta is there to make sure that what you order arrives right on time. Only a few years ago, they were successful hairdressers. One day they said, let's open a restaurant. Thanks to their mother and grandmother's classic Italian recipes, Nebo is the result. So, what happens on their day off? They cook for friends, right here in the restaurant, which is what we're doing today. We'd better get started. They're coming soon. Today, Carla and Christina are going to show us one of their favorite recipes, but you only do this for certain people, right? Certain number of people?
Absolutely.
What's it called?
Veal panzetta.
Veal panzetta. Now,
Yes.
what does panzetta mean?
I think it's pocket.
Panza.
Panza, stomach, it's the stomach.
Yeah, because you're going to
And
stuff
then-
it, right?
right.
All right, so it's a beautiful looking veal breast. So how do we start?
Well, just so you know, it's ribs and then the pocket's cut in it. So
Yeah,
Christine's
so
going
we
to
have
make
the
the
pocket
filling.
right here.
Yep.
So
Here's
just
our
go
pocket.
to your butcher. You're not going to find this in the supermarket.
Yeah.
Go to a really good butcher and tell them exactly what you want and tell them you need a pocket, and they'll know exactly what to do.
And we've got about 8 ribs on this, 8
Yes.
to 10? Okay,
So
good.
we do this for large parties normally. If we have 10 people, 12 people, that's the kind of thing that we
Or
would
if
do.
it's our house, 2 or 3 people, that'll
And you
do.
said 2 of you could
Oh, we
eat
could
this,
eat
right?
that, no
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
let's see what goes into it. So we're going to make the
You'll see after.
stuffing.
Yes, we're going to start with some fresh ricotta.
Yes. Is this an old family recipe?
It is. It's
Our
actually...
grandmothers.
Made this, so you grew up with
Yep,
this?
Yep. And my
Particular-
mother actually stuffed chicken with this. It's fabulous
Yeah.
inside chicken.
Yeah,
It was
roasted chicken.
Or
Okay.
our
I'm thinking turkey. You could probably do
Yeah,
turkey
we do our
with this.
turkey at Thanksgiving with this.
We do some white raisins.
Yes. Okay. That
You don't
reminds
want
me
to
a little bit
overdo
of
the
Sicily.
raisins, it gets a little watery.
Yeah, so you got a little sweet and sour going
We
on
do some
there.
pignoli nuts.
Now, you don't toast the pine nuts first?
No,
Okay.
we don't.
All right.
And it's very mild tasting, and I think the prosciutto gives it a little boldness
A
to
little
it.
saltiness.
Yeah.
So
Some
now what kind
Romano
of
cheese.
Cheese. Okay, so pecorino cheese.
Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
come from, we use Pecorino Romano.
Right.
We only use Parmigiano cheese if we were dressing a salad or something to top
okay.
it.
Yes, the pecorino
Black
would be more,
pepper?
more what you would find in your culture.
Yes.
Yes.
In southern Italy. Okay, good. So
Salt.
Not
And
too
we need
much
eggs.
because you've got salt in the pecorino
Yes.
cheese, right?
Well, you have it in your prosciutto
And you have it in the
also.
prosciutto.
So a little about the eggs. We always break eggs individually in a dish and then add them in after we see it's okay. We never break them all in one bowl because if you have one bad egg, that means everything's ruined. Or if you go directly into it, you ruined everything that's in the bowl.
That's a good, very good tip.
So it's just something that we grew up doing.
So you're only going to add as many eggs as you need to bind this together.
Yeah, and I think
yes?
we're going to start
Yeah.
with 2, Christina?
Okay.
Or do you want 3?
No, try 2.
Okay, and then you can take it from there and see.
So how did you girls start cooking? This is an interesting story.
Well,
It's kind of embarrassing. We actually started 3 weeks before we opened our restaurant.
Courage. Pazienza
Just
and
do it. That's
forza.
all I can say. Yes.
We saw our mother cooking when we were a kid, but her pride and joy was her kitchen, and she actually would wait for people to say how great things are when they came to the table. So she didn't really involve us in the cooking, but we saw, and it was little things like we just said recently. We were telling some people we would fork the ravioli, or maybe do the pizzelle, just little things. And just before we opened, we had to tell our mother that we need recipes because we have line cooks, and there's no possible way for us to tell line cooks a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So,
And that was a fun process, let me tell you. That was, I don't have measurements.
Yeah.
It's everything touch, everything's feel,
and you
everything's
still
with
need
the
to learn
eye.
to touch and feel, but I think that comes with time.
So for 3 weeks, we did instant rewind. She would put flour on a board, we'd reverse it and put it in a measurement cup. So it wasn't really fun, let me tell you. She wasn't
Now it's
very
fun.
patient.
I don't think she really wanted to share everything with us.
I think she still
didn't want to
keeps
lose her
things from us.
position.
So now this is your mixture.
Yeah.
This is what you're going to put in as your filling.
Christine, I
Yes.
think one
Wow,
more egg.
beautiful.
Yeah.
One more egg?
I
Okay,
think
good.
so. Why don't we crack one more egg?
Here.
This is actually so beautiful when it's finished. The presentation, bringing it to a table is just...
Yeah. Now, how long is this going to take to cook?
It takes about, I'd say, 2.5 hours. And what I say to do is to let it set, at least for
Yeah.
half an hour to
Yeah.
an hour afterwards. It still stays warm, but it cuts beautifully.
Would you ever think of doing a different filling than this?
No.
Always this. Yeah, well,
I have to
there's
tell
an
you
honest
something.
answer.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what it is with us? Everything about food is a memory. So, yes,
It's a
we're willing to
tradition.
learn from other people and try other things, but I think that
But
for
you want
us,
to keep those traditions
Yeah, it's a
What
alive.
would you
tradition.
stuff it with if there was something else?
you know, every recipe is different. You have to judge because these come in all different sizes.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Last week we
they're
had 2 that were probably double the size of that.
and then I did another one the week before, and I only used 1.5 pounds.
Well,
so.
this is the one I'm taking home, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So that would. I think your husband will love this.
Oh, my
Family
God, I
dinner.
know he
Okay.
would.
If you go from the top and push in, yeah, it might be easier.
Yeah.
Not that I'm sure that you've done this hundreds of times.
Yeah, but this is
I'll leave it
really
out.
stuck
Yeah.
well. Yeah, we're going to explode here in a few moments.
So
So that goes over the top.
yeah.
And we're using extra virgin olive
Yes.
oil for this. That's going to give it a nice brown.
Yeah, and we're going to
Yep.
put this in the oven
Crispy.
at 375, probably for about 2.5 hours. But we put it in without anything on it to start with.
Oh, no salt and pepper?
I mean, no tin foil.
Oh, okay.
So we put it in the oven just the way it is. It'll probably brown up a little. If we see the last half hour it starts to get a little too brown, we'll just cover it with tin foil.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's take this.
The oven's on at 375, right?
Look at this
Yes,
thing.
375.
Good exercise.
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go.
We're done.
She's a beauty.
This goes in a big oven.
375?
375. This thing's heavy.
This is heavy.
have
This
it?
is good for exercise.
Okay.
Okay, good. All right, now that is in the oven, what are we doing next?
Well, we're going to make a homemade ricotta gnocchi
Ooh, my
with
favorite.
broccoli, rabe, and white beans.
Okay.
And then what's the other dish we're going to do?
We're going to do polenta with wild mushrooms. For like
I'm
4
there.
different types.
I'm there. Let's go.
Good.
Okay,
All set.
let's go.
So it's very simple. I mean, it's like playing with Play-Doh as a
Say,
child.
Make it with your children.
Yes.
Which is wonderful.
So we take flour, and all we do is we take a container, whatever size you want to do. We just fill it to the top.
Doesn't
Well,
matter if you use a cup.
We're
if
going to
you
make
use
a well.
Oh, yeah, the
And
old
then-
Fontana.
We're actually going to use
You
the
even wanna do
same
that?
size container with fresh ricotta, and we're going to throw that in the middle of the well.
So it's not about weight, it's about volume. You want to use the same amount of ricotta as you do flour.
Two
And then
ingredients. It's
that's
so
it.
simple.
We're going to mix it.
Now what?
Then we're going to get
Do you wanna
down and
go for
dirty.
it?
Yeah. I love potato gnocchi, but I also love ricotta gnocchi. There's so many things you can make gnocchi out of. Squash gnocchi.
Yes.
How
we
about
do polenta gnocchi.
polenta gnocchi? How
People that have
about
gluten-free allergies can make polenta gnocchi, which is
zucchini
nice.
and ricotta gnocchi? Yeah.
So it's funny we use a lot of ricotta, but where we come from, the Puglia region of Italy is known for their cheeses.
right.
So we actually get burrata from Puglia.
Oh,
and
burrata,
they're beautiful
that's-
ricotta cheese. We make homemade ricotta cheese in-house too, which you can do. Or there's some great fresh rigattas right
Okay.
now that you can buy in
Why don't we
markets.
move that out of the way? Because
Yeah.
I'm not going to need all that flour.
Okay, I'm gonna scrape this away.
Yeah.
There you go.
It actually helps too once you roll this, mix it together. If you put it in the fridge for even 30 minutes or something, it just makes it a little easier to work with.
But you know what I find is you want to use less flour because that's what helps to keep the gnocchi really
Moist.
light, you know, and not so heavy.
So once it started working into each other, she just pushed the extra flour aside.
Yeah, and then I'll just add it. If I think
it.
I need more, I'll just take some more of this and then just add it until
But see
we
how
have,
easy it rolls?
Yeah,
It's nice.
until we have a nice, soft, malleable dough.
Look at how fast.
I know. Those are the old Italian strong hands like my mother has.
You know, this is one of the things we would call our mother up and say, we're coming home and can you make gnocchis? I mean, as you can see, we're talking, you know, 5-minute process to mix the dough.
Well, we make all our pastas here with a rolling pin, the old-fashioned way,
Nebo.
and I actually laugh because I'll sit in my office and if I don't hear the snap of the dough, I'm like, you're doing something wrong out there.
Yeah.
So it's very easy.
Yep.
You don't want too much flour on the board because then they won't
don't
roll.
have any grab.
Okay.
Yeah, you need grab.
We take a piece. If everybody wants to take a piece.
Yep.
Okay. And just like Play-Doh, you're going to roll it out. Okay.
How fat do you make yours? I kind of make mine fatter.
You like them
Okay.
fatter?
I like them
We're
fatter,
going to have
but
to cook yours separately because they won't cook even. Okay. Look at, they're not perfection. This is fun. Cooking's supposed to be fun.
When
This
you go
is,
somewhere and you see that they're all
casalinga.
the same shape, you know it wasn't homemade.
Right, exactly.
It should be rustic looking.
Do you make yours big? I
So-
kind of make mine this size.
That's
I like
just
them.
what we do.
Yeah, okay.
So, easy process. Mary Ann's cutting them, and we actually use 2 fingers and just flick them. You're gonna roll them toward you until they fold over, and then flick them away. Get them out of your way.
Here's the old Nonna Galasso one.
And she's doing it with a fork.
Fork, and you just
So you want to
leave
pass me
that
those?
little,
Oh, you use the ridges.
a little indentation there.
Okay.
See?
It
So
holds the
everybody has
sauce.
their own.
Everybody has their way to do it. And some people just cut them like that, and that's the end of it. But that's
Yes.
the wimpy way because.
Well, I don't think
you
it
know,
holds
you
the
can-
sauce as
It
well
doesn't. You
either.
need that little cave.
That's the shortcut.
You need that little cave. See that little cave under there? That's what really grabs the sauce. And then, isn't this fun? And you two can do this, right?
Now put your kids to work. Make them do it.
They think they're playing and they're making supper for you.
Now, being that you have to do this for the restaurant, you got to make this in large volume.
Yeah, we
Every
do.
day.
We make the pasta every day.
So then, how do you keep it? How do you?
Well, we try to package it in portions because it's much easier for a restaurant kitchen to portion things out. So we like to get it to a cold point and then put them inside packages and we weigh them so everybody gets the same portion. At home, we just put them on top of a floured sheet
On the bed?
on the bed. We're using a tray right now with some flour. And you just have to toss them on top.
Okay, so we're getting a nice. That's probably enough for the 4 of us, don't you think?
Oh, come on,
That's
Mary
my
Ann.
portion. Are
I'm
you
gonna come
kidding
to your
me?
house and starve.
Not really.
Feed me. That's my portion.
I could eat a whole bowl full
So
of
can
those
I.
gnocchi.
Okay, so I think we have enough right now for us, and why don't we go drop these in some water and make the sauce?
Let's do that. Here's the broccoli rabe. You called it Rabe's. That's another word for it. And when you buy it in the grocery store, you want to make sure that these little florets here are not yellow. That they're yellow, that's a telltale sign that they are old. But this is a nice head. And you just boiled up some of this, right?
I did. I think that you can saute them just in the
Yeah,
oil, but I find
yeah.
that if you blanch them first, like we did here, it takes some of the bitterness out. There's a little bitterness, a little more so than regular broccoli.
You know what I always say?
But I love
that's
it.
what broccoli rabe
It is, that's right.
It's a bitter vegetable.
I love when
People
people
say-
say it's bitter. I'm like, it's supposed to be bitter. So
Okay,
I'm
so
starting
we
with
got
some
the
olive oil.
Yeah, perfect.
Extra virgin always.
Right, okay.
A little garlic.
Garlic.
We don't use a lot of garlic here at Nebo. We
Okay.
just very light. That's a fallacy. That's an American thing.
Okay, and we got
some red pepper.
And you kind of judge on your own. If you need more oil, if you need a little more, if you prefer more hot red pepper,
you
if
add
you
it.
prefer more salt, it's up to you.
So
We take our Rabe's.
which you have squeezed dry there.
Yes.
So that's important.
Get the
all that
water out of
water
them.
off of it. Yeah, because this isn't going to take long at all. This is a
No.
very quick
It's
sauce.
While she's doing that, I'm going to throw in the gnocchis.
Throw in the gnocchi because they
So-
only take a couple minutes to cook. They're very
Fresh
fast.
gnocchis are very fast
Yeah.
to cook. Just one of the little secrets. You know the gnocchis are done when they come to the top of the pot. Just boil them for 1 minute more. That 1 minute means they're done.
This is so fast and easy. We always say, why is there a need for fast food?
Right, and now you're
You
gonna
could
add
go
the beans.
home and this is
Italian
5 minutes.
fast food.
We're throwing some white beans.
Cannellini beans,
Yep.
which they are these
you might need a
dried
little
that you
more oil.
We
soaked?
dried and soaked them overnight.
Yeah.
And some salt.
It smells really good. And this is really, really a good dish because you've got your protein here with the beans, you've got your vegetable with the rape, you've got the ricotta gnocchi, which is a lighter gnocchi than if you did it with potatoes. That's a great either first course or you could have that as a main course,
As a
really.
main course
yeah,
too, yeah.
And the thing that's nice about this, if you don't want to do it all the same day, your broccoli rabe can be done the day before.
Sure. Yeah.
You can buy canned beans. There's great quality
Right.
canned beans
Rinse them
now.
off really
Rinse them
well.
off really
Yeah.
well.
We also, if you want a little variety, we throw a broken sausage up, crumbled
I was
sausage
just
in
going
it.
to think about that. I said,
We
you know,
love that.
sausage would be good in
So
that
you get
too.
2 meals out of it. The next night you put crumbled sausage.
How are those gnocchi coming? They looking
coming.
good?
Just need a little more time for them to come up to a boil.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this out of the
Now,
way.
this is one of Mom's recipes, or did this
No,
is
my
like
mom.
an old traditional
This
classic?
is hers. It's really popular in the Puglia region of
Yeah,
Italy.
right. Yeah.
You know, it goes to
Rabe's
show
are
what
very
you can do
popular
with a
there.
little oil and garlic. I mean, you can make an aglio and put an anchovy in it. You can
Exactly.
saute if you want some cauliflower.
Right.
Whatever you add to it is what gives it the flavor.
Yeah.
It's really not.
But what this is,
Just the
this is
oil and
good
garlic.
home cooking. This is,
It is.
good home
It's simple.
casalinga cooking. Simple.
That's what it's simple. It's approachable cooking.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what's important.
You think you need a little more oil in there?
We can
I
throw
think
more.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
think
we have
a
about a pound of
A
pasta
little
in
bit
here.
more oil. Yeah.
And if you can see this now, the pasta's starting to come to the top. That's how fast the ricotta gnocchis come up. They're going to come to the top, and then we need them to come to a full boil at the top for about a minute.
And then you're going to scoop them right into the
We're
pan,
going to
right?
scoop them right in the pan.
All right.
And
good.
everyone has a preference for their rabis. I like mine softer. Some people like them really crunchy, but I really prefer softer.
There you go.
Beautiful. And notice that they did not stick together. Isn't that perfect?
There you go.
Perfect.
All set, Christina.
Yep. Now you give it a good toss. Pretty.
Christina, you're going to add some Pecorino Romano cheese to
Yes.
this?
Here. Let me throw
Yeah,
some
put it
in.
right in the
There you
pan.
Go for more.
Go. Yeah, more.
More.
Yeah. Can't have too much
That's
cheese,
right.
right?
Isn't it amazing?
That looks terrific.
Beautiful.
Delicious. Never
Boy,
enough cheese.
and I'm starving.
We're always starving. When do
I'm
we
ready.
ever say we're full?
I'm ready.
Go ahead, Mary
It's a
Ann.
midnight snack.
Why not, right?
Yeah. Okay, now we're
That's
ready.
it.
Let's plate it.
Let's plate it.
Okay, let's bring over the bowl. Let's see. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way
Yeah,
so we
I can get that for you.
plate
take
this
that
up
out.
beautifully. There you go.
This is family style.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Wow. That looks terrific. How are we going to top this?
Well, beside our veal today and our pasta we're starting with, we're going to have a creamy mascarpone polenta topped with wild mushrooms. What mushrooms do we have today?
Oyster, shiitake, cremini, and a few budded mushrooms in there.
Wow, let's throw in
Very nice.
Let's throw in a few porcini too.
Let's throw in some porcini.
Just keep on throwing it in.
So we got 7 cups of water and we're putting about 2 cups of
Fine polenta.
cornmeal.
Yeah, exactly.
Cornmeals, because this is just generic yellow cornmeal.
It's like making grits, only it's yellow.
Right.
And meanwhile, Christina's going to saute some mushrooms and garlic with, do you have wild mushrooms here, Christine?
We have shiitake, we have budded mushrooms, cremini, and we have oyster.
Yeah.
3
And
of my
gonna
favorites.
Slice them and tear them with extra virgin olive oil. Again, a little garlic, red chili pepper, and some salt.
Simple, simple. And what you want to do is when these first get into the pan, you're going to let them sit for a couple of seconds so they kind of get toasted on one side, right, Christina?
Yes.
And then we're not going to turn them over right away.
Just let that heat up a little bit.
Man, they came up fast.
I think I got the tough job
I
because
think so too.
I got to stir and stir and stir. That's the joy
But I
of
think you're a lot stronger
making
than we are, so that's
polenta.
why
Yeah,
you
right.
have
That's
that
why I
job.
got the job. Yeah.
Mary Ann just got the veal out of the oven.
Actually, what we want to do is keep this polenta rather creamy when we serve
Yes.
it,
Yes.
right?
And we're going to add some mascarpone cheese to it, cream, and some butter. Nice and
right.
rich.
Ooh, that looks good. This is going to be
Beautiful.
wonderful.
Best smell in the world.
Yeah.
Garlic and oil,
Garlic and-
onion oil,
Aglio
chili
olio.
pepper.
Aglio
The best
olio is
smell.
the best, yeah.
Okay.
And the mushrooms aren't going to take very long to cook at all.
No, what we're gonna do is when we put them in, we're gonna let them sit a little bit before we start tossing, because you want it more like caramelized.
You know, the worst thing people do when they cook mushrooms is want to turn them too
Yes,
fast.
I'm just gonna move it
leave 'em
once
alone.
to get the oil on all of it, and then it's
Yeah.
gonna sit.
Yeah,
Otherwise, they almost become like they're steamed.
right. Instead of you want that nice brown crustiness on them.
Nice.
Oh, girls, this is really getting tough now.
You want some help there? Please say no.
Whoa, it's a good arm exercise.
Okay, it's gonna sit.
Beautiful.
A little more.
So, Mary Ann, how long does that cook for around?
This, till you see this start to move away from the sides of the pan, then it's cooked. You know, today, they've perfected this so that you don't have to stir and stir and stir for 45 minutes.
Which we used to do.
Yeah, what you used to do. It's pretty much cooked when it's starting
Now,
to
where you
solidify.
come from, do they do the polenta soft like this, or do you do it with?
We would do the polenta for breakfast, actually.
You did.
Yeah, this was your cereal with a little bit of milk and sugar.
That's it, the Italian cream of wheat.
Right, exactly. This is what we would have. This is poor man's food. This is something that Southern Italians would recognize because you could always make this and put something with it, like a sauce.
Yeah, we do it with hot sausages.
Right, you could do it with just tomato sauce, you could do it with cheese sausages. In the north, they do it with a lot of juices from meats that they've cooked. You see how nice and fluid it is, but by adding the cheese and the cream,
The mascarpone
it's
really
going to
adds
be,
to it.
yeah, it's going to give that really nice flavor.
Oh, you can smell the mushrooms.
You know what? I think we could add it. I think
Okay.
we're ready.
You want to
Yeah,
get me
there.
in there? Christine?
Yeah. Want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Check these.
So here goes some cream.
Yeah.
Okay, there goes the cream.
Oh, nice.
We got some butter. In goes some
Oh,
butter.
nice.
We need that.
And I'm going to put some of this mascarpone cheese.
Mascarpone goes in.
Here.
This is really rich.
Oh,
You know,
beautiful.
this is really an enhanced version of poor man's food because now we've really elevated this with some really classy ingredients.
You want some pecorino?
We did. The poor
Yeah.
man finally got a job.
Yeah,
Want to
right.
put some pecorino in there
Yeah,
yet?
put some pecorino there. Why not?
Why
Some
not?
sheep's milk cheese, perfect. It'll be perfect with this. Will be great with the mushrooms. Oh boy.
Nice, hearty winter food.
Right, right. We could just lick the pan right now. Do we have everything now?
Yeah, we can put a little more mascarpone if you want.
Here's a little bit more cream. Let's
Yeah,
get
why
that
not?
in.
Just add it in.
Put it in.
Here.
Here's the rest of the butter.
Do you have an extra cow around we can
There
put
we
in
go.
there? What
There
do you
we go.
say?
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
the
beautiful.
butter in there. Okay, that's good. All right, this is going to be ready when those mushrooms, this is almost ready actually.
Very fast.
Very, very fast.
I think we should afterwards because I think it's just. I don't know if you like to be called
Oh, worse. All right, now don't give me too much because I don't know if I can get all this. Yeah, you want to see everything.
Just everybody just leave the dish for 1 minute so we get all settled, okay?
voices right now.
They're doing just, you know, some B-roll.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, keep it clean. This should do for company. Yes. You know, for people we really love.
This is a special guest.
For special guests. Wow, that's a big. You can really see the filling in that now. Look at that. Look at that. That's enough for 2 people. I think so. Christina, Carla, you were the best.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for sharing the recipes.
Thank you.
And
It's
for
wonderful.
listening to Mom.
Yes.
And until I see you nella cucina again, I'm Mary Ann Esposito.
I'm Christina Pallotta.
And I'm Carla Pallotta.
Ciao.
Ciao.